Hey,
Woohoo!
Shrewdness fans. Welcome to another episode of the Shrewdness, where we're going to talk some baseball. We know you love baseball like we do. And if you love baseball, or even if you like it a little bit, you're watching a little bit of the World Baseball Classic because, gosh darn it, you're a red-blooded American. And therefore,
right.
you're rooting for America in this World Baseball Classic. And Dexter said last week, and we started talking about the World Baseball Classic, and it's very true. Like, even if you don't like baseball, you should watch this because the games are electric from the beginning, and it is spot on. I've turned on several games this week. The crowd's going nuts. Doesn't matter who's playing. They're super excited for their country, and it's a lot of fun to watch. But we just had really interesting results tonight. We decided we had to do an episode as a result because we wanted it to be timely regarding the U.S. But to give you more detail on that, let me toss it over to Dex, who's going to give us the lowdown on the World Baseball Classic and what's going on.
All right. So we are down to 1 day left of pool play. And so with 1 day left, so tomorrow, Wednesday, so after this
It's like the
episode comes
last
out,
day of summer.
it is.
1 day left of pool play.
There are 4 pools, and Pool C in Tokyo is done. We know the 2 teams advancing. It'll be Japan, who swept it at 4-0, and Korea,
Surprise.
who was the top of a 3-team 2-2 tie. And with the tiebreakers, which we'll talk about here in a minute, they end up getting in ahead of Australia and Chinese Taipei. So Korea squeaks in with the second spot out of Pool C in Tokyo. Pool D down in Miami. So this was Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua. Venezuela and Dominican Republic are both 3-0, and they play each other tomorrow night. It's just it'll be a great game. It means nothing. Those are the 2 teams that are going to go forward.
Both in.
But pride, baby. Pride is going to make this a phenomenal
That's right.
game. In the DR and Venezuela have been exactly as advertised. Incredible. Dominican Republic has just been bashing the bejesus out of the ball with Juan Soto and Tatis. And it's just the entire lineup that we talked about last week. They're all just beating the ball. So that's going to be awesome. They're both going to be into bracket play. Pool A, so down in San Juan, Puerto Rico, there is a tremendous game tomorrow. So Puerto Rico is in at 3-1. So they are going to be moving on. The game tomorrow between Canada and Cuba. So both of them are 2-1. The winner advances. The loser is done. And for Canada, I believe it'd be the first time they advance if they win. So it'd be a huge deal. And Cuba, they're traditionally a very good team, obviously.
Yeah.
It'd be an upset for them if they don't win. But Puerto Rico, they lost tonight to Canada 3-2. And that's what opened the door for this phenomenal game tomorrow to decide the winner to move on.
Well, no, I was shocked. Canada has played really well.
They have.
And actually, what's been super impressive about them is their pitching. They haven't allowed many runs. It's not like they've scored a lot, but they've found a way to win. And if the U.S., which we'll talk about in a minute, doesn't make it through, I think you're going to have to look at our pitching as the reason why. Because we've scored a lot of runs. Right now, the U.S. has scored the second most runs of any team in pool play.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And as far as the excitement, if you didn't see the walk-off home run winner for Puerto Rico and the place just erupted, you need to go watch it. I mean, I still don't know what to tell you, but everything just goes complete ape bananas and just pure chaos and joy and happiness.
Totally.
Awesome. Not so much today because they lost to Canada 3-2, but at the end of the day, the home team had a lot of fun and the crowds were just awesome there. They were fun. It was like we said last week. It's kind of like more like watching World Cup soccer, Premier League. It was just going nuts. All right, let's talk about U.S. Pool B down in Houston. USA cruises 3-0. We're just rolling and rocking. Everybody's just having a great time. We'll talk about who we're going to match up with maybe in the bracket play. We just have to play Italy. Upstart Italy, who's 2-0. Like, they're cute. It's cute. Italy. Let's go.
Good story, Italy.
Great story. We're going to throw Nolan McLean. He is the Mets, one of their top pitchers, and I don't know if he's still considered a rookie. He came up last year at the end of the year. He's still in the MLB top 100 prospects. I guess he still has rookie status then. I think he's the 6th or 7th overall prospect in baseball. So we threw him today. He didn't do bad, but they got some runs early on him. So we got down early 5-0. So U.S. down 5-0. I'm like, Well, this isn't good because we started running through all the stuff, and here's the main takeaway: is Mexico's
Wait a
2-1.
second. Wait a second before you go on. Who did we get shut down by, Dex?
Michael Lorenzen, of course. He is a baller.
The Royals
Michael
ace.
Lorenzen-
Wait, Michael Lorenzen, the 5-starter for the Royals last year? Is that what you're talking about?
That's
Michael
the same
Lorenzen?
one. Same one. He's got some
Okay.
nasty stuff.
All
That's
right.
why he could only be the 5th starter on the Royals. We have so much talent there.
Right.
He was
That's
relegated
right.
to the 5th spot. But now we have Noah Cameron, so we'll talk about Royals later. But regardless, Michael Lorenzen pitched phenomenal. Great start today. Too
Yes,
good
he
a
did.
start today. He put us in a bind if you're a Team USA fan, which I know you all are. And that is the issue is now we came back. So U.S. came back. We're down 5-0. It was getting very bad. It was 8-0.
We were down
oh my
8
gosh.
nuts.
Yeah.
8-0. And then we got a home run. So Gunnar Henderson hit one. And then Pete Crow Armstrong. God, love chaos.
Three-
Love chaos. He
Three-run
hit 2
down.
dingers for Team USA today. Almost single-handedly brought us back. But in the end, Bryce Harper struck out in the 8th inning with 2 runners on, down 8-5, or a fly ball down 8-5. That one kind of hurt. And then in the 9th inning, we got the tying run on. Aaron Judge strikes out to end the game. So now we're in a pickle. So now the U.S. is 3-1. Mexico's 2-1. Italy's 3-0. And here's
But you
the
would say
problem.
3-1 is 3-1 should get you in, Dex, right?
3-1 should get you in if you're in any other pool. But we had Brazil.
We're in the pool with the P, aren't we? We're in the pool.
The
We're in the
floating
P pool.
Tootsie Roll is out and about, and the Snickers bar is sneaking up on the Tootsie Rolls. And we're
South
swimming in it.
American Tootsie Roll.
South American
That's
Tootsie
right.
Roll. So here's the issue: is now we are the biggest Italian fans in the world. Mwah!
Team
I love
Italia.
Which is
Oregano.
perfect because we got the Vini Pasquantino and we
And the
got
Jack
Caglione.
Caglione. We love the Italians. So we are all in on Italy tomorrow because if they win, U.S. gets to just scrape on in the 2-hole. But
Yeah.
here's the problem. If Mexico wins, now we have 3 teams all tied 3-1. And the tiebreaker rules are of 12U ilk. If you've ever had a kid play 12U baseball, and each tournament you look up the new rules and see, is it runs allowed? Is it run scored? Is it run differential? Is it head-to-head? What is it?
Start looking up your favorite math major because you will need
Totally.
some
Yeah.
help to figure out how.
They use quotient in the rules. Quotients.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about lowest quotient of fewest runs earned divided by number of defensive outs recorded in a game. What? Who talks
Right.
like that? Well, we're going to.
Right.
We
It's
had to be
that
smart on
ratio,
this.
but only of the teams that played each other
yes.
or that are
Yes.
vying for the final spot.
So of the teams that are tied, here's the takeaway: runs allowed. And the problem is, Italy hung 8 on us today. That's
Yeah.
not good. That hurts. That hurts bad. So now that Italy has hung 8 runs on us, we need a high-scoring affair because we
That's
have
right.
allowed 11 runs. So 5-3, we beat Mexico, and we lost 8-6 to Italy. So the issue is we have given up 11 runs. So we need a high-scoring game. We just need the next team. If Mexico and Italy, like as Chisholm was talking about in the Patreon, as long as the first inning 6-6,
We'll
we're
carry
good.
We're good.
wins.
We'll just
We're
watch
good.
it Italy and still root for Jack Caglione and Vinny Piscatino.
Yeah,
I
team
mean,
offense.
and the offense. And it might be
That's
because
right.
here's the thing: is these teams don't have a lot of pitching depth. That's always the problem with the World Baseball Classic. Is you're on a pitch count for one, so in the opening round you can only throw 65 pitches, and then you got days off, and so they'll probably be able to throw their initial starter. But if you do that, you don't have them for bracket play, which is the knockout round. But I guess if you don't win tomorrow, if Mexico doesn't win, they are in knockout round right now. So it started early for them.
Yep.
And that's the issue. So we're rooting for a high-scoring affair. Team USA is far and away the favorite in this tournament. This, as we talked about, the
Far
team
and away.
is stacked. We've got Cy Young winners that didn't even get to pitch. Clayton Kershaw hadn't even pitched yet. And yeah, he's
the
at the end
bet
of
that
his
I
career.
placed
Yeah.
also indicated that the U.S. was the favorite of the tournament. So if they don't get through to the knockout round, holy cow, what a
It would
disappointment.
be horrible. This would be the biggest letdown, I think, in American sports in a exceptionally long time.
long time.
It would be brutal. And the thing is, they'll have gone 3-1, and
Yeah.
they will.
Yeah.
They may not advance. So that's kind of brutal. But is
So
what
it
it
breaks
is. That's
down
where
to,
we are.
like Dex said, Italy's got if Italy wins, we're through. Or if Mexico wins and scores at least 6.
Yep.
So that's the key. So we
That's the
need
key.
either Italy to win or Mexico to score 6.
We need a
So
slugfest.
that's what
But
you're
let's talk
rooting for.
about what's been going on. So that's kind of how it gets there. Here's
Well,
who's
how
been
did Italy
impressive.
win?
Yeah, here's who.
Let's
well,
talk about that.
we could talk about that. It's a love-hate relationship because of how they got up. Was a Jack Caglione. The Royals, we got it. He was swinging at the sweepers, and he finally connected on one and deposited that thing about 10 rows up in right field. Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Love that. And
Except it was the difference in the game.
I know,
2
guys.
runs
So it hurts. When they hit it, we are like, I love it, but I kind of hate it because that puts us down 5-0
It
now.
was a rocket.
It was.
It was a rocket.
But for Team USA, they've gotten to be 3-1 on the back of pitching until tonight. Pitching was phenomenal. We'd gone, I think we allowed 2 walks and 53 strikeouts or so. It was something ridiculous because we just had everybody just dominating everyone. And then tonight, the pitching let us down. This is what's up. And it was Brad Keller. We had to look up which Keller it was.
Oh,
Brad Keller gave up 3
Ghosts
runs.
of Royals past were in this game in a big way. We had Brad Keller giving up, throwing the ball all over the yard, throwing it into center field for a run, throwing a wild pitch for a run.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt.
Like,
it was just
wheels were just off.
It was.
We out hit Italy 11-6, I think, and still lost this game.
Gave up 8 runs.
And the thing is, we got them all
hits.
late. So we scored 1 run in the 6th, 3, 7th, 1, the 8th, 1 in the 9th. We were coming. We just started too late. And the problem is, I don't know if it's a problem. I would have done probably the exact same thing because we were going against Italy. But we took out most of our starters that have been starting the first 3 games. I mean, I didn't really mind this one. And as a Twins fan, it hurts me to say, but I'd rather have Pete Crow Armstrong in because I think he's kind of a better all-around hitter than Byron Buxton right now. So I like that one. But Bryce Terang, I really like Bryce Terang way more than I like Ernie Clement. Now, nothing wrong with Clement. Heck of a nice dude, heck of a player. But Bryce Terang has just been tearing the cover off the ball for Team USA.
Yeah.
I didn't need to see that. And Cal Raleigh, he took out our 60 home run catcher, switch hitter. And it's not that Will Smith did bad. He was 2 for 4 tonight. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like you had chemistry going. And they all knew the role. When they got called by DeRosa, it's like, do you want to play on Team USA? BT Dubs, you're not going to be the starter. Here's my starters. They all said yes.
Right.
I would have rather had them come in later in the 15-5 games instead of starting game 4 when it turns out we kind of needed to win this after all.
Yeah.
And have your backups come in because I think yesterday we had 6 at-bats for some dudes, 6 plate appearances.
Right.
That's the time when you bring them in the 6th, 7th inning, let them get their couple at-bats, get their swings in. Why not? Do it in the blowouts. So the problem is we wasted those 2 games, the Brazil and Great Britain game where I wanted to see the other guys play later after we were up 8 runs. And we kind of wasted opportunity. So DeRosa did what probably you would expect. He started the other guys. The other guys started today. So Gunnar Henderson started for Bregman. He did get a dinger, so it is what it is. Again, Will Smith, he did fine, 2 for 4, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Pete Crow Armstrong.
PCA did well. He was
actually a really huge boon.
Right.
But as far as our pitchers, they did not do well. So McLean, 3 innings, 3 runs. Yarbrough, 2 innings, 3 runs, but 2 earned. And then we got this, I guess none of those actually went to Keller, but it sure looked like they were all his.
The unearned run.
They should have been to Keller for sure.
Yeah, so he had 2 runs, none earned because of his own error, which I always find is ironic.
I never liked that rule.
Yeah.
I know if you make the error and you're the pitcher,
it's on
that's
you,
your
man.
run. You did it. But an error's an
That's
error.
right.
So those kind of hurt. But anyway, on the positive side, though, the guy who's absolutely stood out, and it's not even being a homer, is Bobby Witt Jr. He has been a human highlight reel. He went 2 for 5 today, advancing base. He's been stealing bases. He's been making phenomenal plays at shortstop. He's been showing off his arm. He's been taking the extra base on wild pitches, pass balls, stolen bases when he's not getting doubles himself. So Bobby Witt has stood out a lot. I think Bryce Terang has stood out for Team USA.
Yeah.
And I think those 2, Roman Anthony's done very well for a 21-year-old kid thrown into the spotlight and being in the middle of this lineup. I think Roman Anthony's done really well. Those are kind of the ones that I think have looked really good. Is there anyone else that you would like to highlight that to you has stood out for Team USA other than those guys?
Chaos, like we mentioned,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he's done great as a backup. Even he hasn't really had a chance to shine as much as
Yeah.
Buxton and so forth, but he's done
No, you're
well.
right. No, he's been awesome. He did great.
I mean, I don't know how we can't talk about Paul Skeens and that start.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
exactly what you'd expect him to look like.
just I mean, it's so dumb how easy it is for him. It's
Yeah.
like his stuff is crazy right now,
Pitching
and
pitching
it's
is
easy.
pitching is pretty easy for Paul Skeens. Interviews are not easy for Paul
Not so
Skeens.
easy for Paul Skeens.
That's all right.
Not a big talker,
He's
not a big personality
he
guy.
was not super prepared for how to respond
No,
to, "What did this mean to you to pitch for Team USA?" or something.
no.
Like,
He had
Yeah.
not been media coached for sure.
yeah.
Which is
He does
kind of
Right.
weird, right?
he
He's
does play
been,
for Pittsburgh, so I get it.
yeah, not quite the New
Doesn't get a
York
lot of
market.
interviews.
They do there a few here and there.
But I mean, Skeens that was a ridiculous start. And I don't know if I would have done anything different in the pitching rotation.
I wouldn't have either.
I don't think you would, because I don't know. I don't think people expected Italy to be this good. Italy has really, really played well,
Right.
They have.
Yep.
you know. So I think you probably play it like you did. But man, it sure does hurt to be sitting and waiting now.
It does. It's that spot we thought we'd be in at all. We were already popping
Right.
champagne for the bracket round, but it is what it is. I think the teams that have looked the most dominant elsewhere outside of the Team USA in our bracket, I think Dominican Republic has looked really, really good. I mean, obviously 3-0, but they've just been pounding people. Venezuela, they got a really good lineup too. I mean, Venezuela is really
Yeah.
good. And Luis Ariz, so our batting champ guy, the only time he hits home runs is World Baseball Classic. So Luis
Right.
Ariz, of the 2 home runs per
Right.
year guy, already has 2 home runs in the World Baseball Classic. He just doesn't hit them unless it's for Team Venezuela. It's the weirdest
That's so
thing.
true.
Shohei Ohtani has been an absolute beast. So 5 for 9, 2 home runs, 4 walks. He has a 692 on base, a 1333 slug, and a 2025 OPS.
Oh my
So
god.
Shohei's done fine for Japan, which is why they've rolled through 4-0. And he's not even pitching, but again, he doesn't
You
have
gotta
to.
get how about you gotta give a shout out to Duran, who almost
Yes.
single-handedly beat the Team USA last night.
Yeah, Jaron Duran
For
had 2 home
Mexico.
runs against Team USA, as did Manny Ramirez's son. What, Luis Ramirez, is that his name? Can't remember, but his stock went up.
Lucas Ramirez.
Lucas, that's what it is, Lucas Ramirez. So he had a couple dingers as well. It's just, there's been some very standout performances. They've been very fun to watch. Hopefully you guys have been watching the other teams, because again, the fun ones, watch Dominican Republic and Venezuela tomorrow. If you have time and you got 2 TVs, because I think it's going to be at the
Right.
same time as the other one too. But the Canada-Cuba game is going to be fun to watch. It's going to mean a lot. These teams both desperately want to win. And Venezuela, Dominican just can be for pure pride. But they are a blast
Yes.
to watch. It is just
That will
gonna
be an
a
awesome
party
game, though.
atmosphere. Absolutely.
For
It's going to be
sure.
super fun.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I think
excited
that's
about that.
going to kind of get us set up. Prue, are there any games that you are rooting for other than Italy tomorrow? Like, who are you looking for in the other 2 games? Do you want Canada or Cuba, or do you have a dog in the fight? Do you care at all?
I don't care too much. I'm rooting for offense in that DR game against Venezuela
Yeah.
or whatever. That would be a fun game.
Yeah, I think that'll take care of itself with those lineups.
Yeah, no doubt.
I want to see Salvi. I want to see Salvi go yard in that game. That's
Yeah,
what I'd like to see.
that would be cool. I guess I'll root for Team Canada. I'm always good for rooting for an underdog somewhere.
Yeah,
I think so
That'd be a
too.
huge accomplishment for that team in that pool.
absolutely.
They were definitely the odd man looking out if you looked at the pool originally. So for them to
And that's
even
the afternoon
contend
game.
is great.
This afternoon one, nice.
That's the afternoon game. The 3:00 game is or 2:00 Central. Canada, Cuba, Italy, Mexico is 6:00 Central, and Dominican, Venezuela 7:00 Central.
Oh my god, that's
So
crazy.
That's three pretty good games tomorrow then, because that's
Really good games.
One that means a lot, and the other two that means a lot to the U.S. and a good offensive performance
Rooting
by
interests for sure.
two teams that could be there in the finals, really.
Yeah.
And if the U.S. does make the quarterfinals start on Friday. And then if they were to be so lucky as to advance the semis, those are on Sunday and Monday, and then Tuesday is the final.
Yeah, down in
which
Miami.
hopefully has the U.S. in it.
Yep.
Yes.
So this will
Down
be
Miami.
God, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I really hope
week.
Team USA's in there. It'll be an absolute kick in the gut if they don't make it. It'd be horrible.
Yeah, well.
So hopefully they get there. But anyway, we'll try and get this one out quick so you can listen to it before the games start tomorrow. It'd be good. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this quick little summary of where we're at, what's going on. So then you know kind of what's going on and the stakes involved for the games. Because I think it's going to be just a crazy day of baseball that really is going to mean a lot for these countries and these teams.
Yep.
So get out there, watch it, check it out. And as with always, during these games, make sure, stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd.